Thank you, Mr. Hamani. Please, the floor is yours.
You know that the ELT community is always in the front for innovation. Thanks to the ELT community, a lot of practices, novice practices and innovative practices came into our schools. They were the first to introduce the communicative approach. They were the first to talk about learner-centeredness. They were the first to talk about critical thinking. They were the first to introduce values like human rights, like citizenship, like other values that you are familiar with. Peace starts from yourself. So if your heart and your brain are in peace, then a lot of things, a lot of positive things happen in your family, in your community, in your school, and in your country. And I declare these studies are open. And I don't want to forget Samia. She did a good job.
Yeah. The second note will be by Professor Bouziane, Abdelmajid Bouziane. And allow me to give a brief note about him. Abdelmajid Bouziane is Vice Dean, teacher of English at the Faculty of Music. Core subjects are research methods, ICT, and social research. He has published many articles in international journals. He has many contributions to the ELT scholarship, most importantly on quantitative and qualitative research, e-learning in higher education, teacher training, and English language teaching and learning. He is also an active member of the Association of Moroccan Alumni, and he has never failed to give his counsel and help. Thank you, Bouziane.
Samia has a good sense of humor because she was talking about somebody else. She's not talking about me. We have made an ELT community, a strong ELT community, starting back to 1978 when the association was or when it started, and up to now, where the association is still growing and growing with more activities and a variety of activities. But I won't just limit myself in ELT, but I will take it to the broad spectrum, and I will dig into two key words today, and that is education and peace. Sharing exists par excellence, because when you are in education, your mission is to share. In education, we have to share. I mean, it's not our choice. To thank the organizers for having given me this opportunity of sharing with you these ideas. So good sharing and very good luck. Thank you very much. My best wishes. My participation actually is about the power of sharing within the community of education. And what I had just one message to pass on to the participants, and it was that by sharing we can create a better world. And if today's theme is about peace, it's by sharing that we can create peace. And I just explained to the audience that education is a domain of sharing par excellence, and that everybody who is involved in education has to share because it's part of the mission of educationalists.
The program that inspired this workshop is called the Oleander Initiative. The reason why it's called the Oleander Initiative is that there's the terrible bombing of August 6th, 1945 in Hiroshima. And people were in despair. They thought they would have to abandon the city and abandon their homes. But only 6 months after the dropping of the bomb, these beautiful red flowers started growing. When the bomb dropped, people said that something terrible had happened in Hiroshima, but they couldn't even describe the horror of it. The bomb dropped, and over 140,000 people died. 67% of all the buildings were destroyed. So Hiroshima had around 400,000 people. So it's about the same size as Agadir. So imagine if 2/3 of Agadir was gone. Because my grandfather was in the fire department, he was one of the first people to go inside of Hiroshima. And what he saw there was absolutely terrible. There are people that are missing their arms and legs, some bodies that were completely burned black. There are children, women, soldiers, civilians, everyone. And it was a scene of such horror for him. And one of the terrible things about the atomic bomb is that it not only kills people when it drops, it continues on. And what happened to my grandfather was about a week later, he felt a terrible pain in the back of his eye. And within 1 month, he became blind in one eye. And for the rest of his life, he wanted to make sure that he spreads what that eye had seen on that terrible day. And for him, the most important thing was for people to live in peace and for there to be cross-cultural understanding. And he took this attitude, and this allowed him to get past what happened in Hiroshima. Many people that were in Hiroshima went crazy because they couldn't get past their grief and they couldn't get past their anger, but he learned how to get through that. And what he saw was that he saw the future. Hiroshima looked like this after the bomb was dropped. And he saw the future, and he knew that him and other Japanese people had to work to restore things. And this is what Hiroshima looks like today. So this is something that was very important. And he transmitted this lesson of peace and mutual understanding to my mother. And my mother came to America where she met my father, and that's where I was born. And that's where she spread this same mission to me. And that's the reason why I've been working in this field for so long. And this is also one of the reasons why I love Morocco so much, is that of all the countries I work in, whether it's in the Middle East or North Africa or even Japan and America, I think Morocco is one of the most tolerant, open-minded, diversity-loving countries in the world. I think Morocco is an example for the rest of the world. And I really hope that this training benefits you, that you can take this training and spread it even more. And thank you. I think my grandfather would be very, very happy that this is happening in such a faraway place. And good luck today. Thank you very much. And I'm here in Casablanca, Morocco, at the Academy Teacher Training Center, and it's been an extraordinary day. Today we saw 2 of our alumni who attended the Oleander Initiative in Hiroshima give a big teacher training session to over 60 teachers here in Morocco.
I will ask Leila bin Said to join me.
And it's a great pleasure to be with you here. I'd like to thank Samia Wardan for the amazing work she's been doing since we've started preparing the program. She's been working under a lot of stress and pressure, and again, I thank her for this. I'd also like to thank Mr. Ray Matsumiya for believing in us as teachers first, and for giving us the opportunity to look at ourselves differently as teachers and at our roles as educators and as agents of change. My participation in the New Oleander Initiative program was a very enriching experience because it introduced us to a real new topic, which is the disarmament education. It's a really hot topic, and I fell in love with this topic. I will start my presentation today with conflict resolution because you cannot teach peace and peace education without speaking about conflict resolution skills. Well, I think that most of you in schools, when you talk to your students or when something happens in class with your students, they will go to you to see and decide on a decision if there is a conflict. So instead, you can teach them conflict resolution skills to resolve these minor conflicts between them. And the second reason why I chose to speak about conflict resolution and give you some ideas about the activities and you can use in class, it's because conflict is part of our life. So it happens every day, in different forms, in every situations, and in different locations. So we need to introduce these skills in our schools, and students need to be taught on how to deal with conflicts and how to resolve them. The presentation is also meant to provide you with a frame to help teachers and students develop the skills they need to identify, to manage, and to resolve conflicts. There exists a body of educators who are dedicated to peace education, and so you're not alone in your desire to incorporate peace education in your classroom. So I hope that you will enjoy our work today. Thank you very much.
The Association of Moroccan Alumni of the Teacher Education Institute in Boston from the University of the Middle East and North Africa, UME, is organizing Peace ELT studies. Peace ELT Practices Study Day in collaboration with the Academy of Casablanca Stats and CRMEFX CPR in Casablanca.
So my presentation today was on conflict resolution skills. I chose this topic because in schools our students always turn to the teacher when there is a problem between them to solve it. My purpose today was to give teachers some ideas on how to teach about conflict, how important feelings were for students, and how important it is to teach them how to mediate with their peers and how to negotiate the problems. That was the first part of my presentation.
It's all because of your lies.
Well, I needed to for an exam.
I don't need to talk, I need to sleep. Okay, I promise.
A very thought-provoking presentation about conflict resolutions within the classroom context, and we then have tried to show the philosophy of our association, which is mainly based on the cross-cultural understanding and communication. We tried to see how teaching could be a vehicle to propagate and disseminate the values of peace and tolerance and communication, sharing and caring, and that was the main focus of our presentations.
So when the answers are being delivered, everybody will pay attention. A or B. You find these paper cranes wherever you go. The family gave the cranes to her friends. What does this mean? About one thing, which is peace. Okay, thank you. One more left, please.
I'm very happy to be one of the organizing committee. Workshops were very fruitful because they provide us with tools that we can use as teachers in our classrooms with our students. The presenters talk about conflict resolutions, peace, and they gave us many ideas that are really very good to use in our teaching practices.
This Peace ELT Practices Study Day is a follow-up activity of what I attended in Japan in August 2016. It was a 10 days training program on peace education. And based on that, we are organizing this Peace ELT Practices Study Day to share what we have learned, what we have witnessed, to communicate all the things we have seen on site with our teachers here, because really peace is an important issue that is of great concern nowadays, seeing what's happening in the international map.
Loss causes pressure waves traveling in supersonic. the earth core, the epicenter of the blast, will be heated to a temperature of approximately 7,000 degrees Celsius.
The aim of these workshops was to help teachers who attended, or all the participants, about 50 from the delegation of Casablanca, to equip them with the necessary skills to implement peace education in their schools.
The second part was focusing on peace education and disarmament education. I was inspired by my trip to Japan with the new Oleander Initiative program in Hiroshima. So I tried to collect as many activities that can be used in the classroom to raise students and teachers' awareness on the destructive effects of the nuclear bomb.
During this day, the two alumni transmitted the lessons of Hiroshima to 60 of their colleagues. And this is a huge success for us because these 60 colleagues, each one teaches at least 250 teachers in their classes. So you can quickly do the math and you can see the impact of what we began this summer and the impact it's having in Morocco.
I hope the teachers who have attended this study day are satisfied with the set of lesson plans, activities and workshops we have adapted from the materials we have seen in Japan, and I wish they can use them with their students, because the future relies on these future generations who are really our hope, and we have great aspirations that they will bring the change we cannot realize.